Some folks see a demon behind every bush. Other folks don't even see the bush. What's the balance? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 2 of Torah Portion Ray A. Let's go to chapter number 12 and begin reading with verse number 1. These are the laws and right rulings which you guard to do in the land which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers has given you to possess all the days that you live on the soil. Completely destroy all the places where the nations which you are dispossessing serve their mighty ones on the high mountains and on the hills and under every green tree. You shall break down their slaughter places, smash their pillars, and burn their asherim with fire. You shall cut down the carved images of their mighty ones, and shall destroy their name out of that place. Now, by contrast, he says, do not do so to Yahweh your Elohim, but choose the place which Yahweh your Elohim chooses out of all your tribes to put his name there for his dwelling place, and there you shall enter. So, idolatry. This is a theme that keeps coming up in the book of Devarim over and over again. As we are seeing the people approach the land, they are approaching a place that has become saturated in demons, in idols, in idolatrous shrines, cult prostitution. It pervades and prevails in the minds of all of those who are inhabiting the land. Therefore, Yah has rendered them and his judgment unredeemable, perhaps. Completely polluted, completely defiled. And he says, rid the land of these people and all of their religious artifacts and foundations, lest you become ensnared by it. Now, when it comes to idolatry, to false god, to superstitions, to sorcery, etc., you and I are called on by the Torah to develop a no-tolerance policy. Now, you and I have also, in the American Western culture, been systematically small-dosed idolatry over our generations, to where a lot of things we may not recognize as being blasphemous or idolatrous or demonic. The devil doesn't always jump out and identify himself, but rather oftentimes appears innocuous as being easy, filled with light. I'm struggling to find the terms here, but it almost like an agreeable plaything. And Yah has given us a warning. You have to start rooting it out. When Rashi comments on this, he says, regarding one who eradicates idolatry, that he must pull up the roots after it. He must wipe out all traces of it. The phrase here is destroy, you shall destroy. Abad to abadan, it means to destroy, to cause to perish, to lay waste, to cut off. A no-tolerance policy. In America, the entertainment industry has been fraught with secretive alliances with the dark side. Studying early days of Hollywood, you will find that there are those that were more given to the occult than what we may be comfortable. And it has been long proposed that even Walt Disney was one who dabbled in such things. And the music industry, it starts way back, but famously you have Robert Johnson, who is rumored to have gone down to the crossroads and made a deal with the devil that he would be able to play this particular style of music that was in him and do so with great ability. Well, going down to the crossroads has been recorded from artists like Cream and Eric Clapton to about every southern rock band that you can imagine over and again. and it's a great riff. It's an entertaining song. But what is the message? We're willing to go down to the crossroads and sell our soul for fame and fortune and musical ability. We have bands over the years that have dabbled in the occult. The Sgt. Pepper's album from the Beatles famously features Aleister Crowley, one of the most notorious Satanist occultists in modern history, on the front of that album. What's he doing on there? The whole backward masking thing when I was a teenager. Just one issue after the other, and it's uncomfortable. We like certain styles of music. We like certain artists and the way that they present their craft. And then we're disillusioned when we find out that maybe they're dabbling in things that we're not comfortable with, that the Ruach is rising up inside of us and saying, you need to shut that off. You need to turn away from that. One genre of music, one genre of movies or entertainers is not necessarily more evil than the other. Some are just blatantly evil, and those we can easily recognize. But in the mainstream of things, there is the craft of making music and making film and acting and entertaining that takes skill, it takes ability, and one can be entertained. Then there are those that sadly become tainted. And once we find out, are we going to excuse them and continue on going to their entertainments, to their shows, to their concerts? Are we going to continue to buy the music? What are we going to do? At the time of this recording, the big undercurrent story that the major networks will not report on, but is filling up the social airways, is the pedophilia scandal, where everyone, it would seem, as it is being reported in Hollywood and elsewhere, is holding with bated breath the potential of their being exposed as one who is involved in this network of child abusers of the most grotesque and horrible versions. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of children have been taken, exploited, abused, sexualized by supposedly some of the more famous among the upper A-list elites. And now their deeds are very likely to come out on the surface. Will we recognize our favorite actors, entertainers in the list? Will we believe it? Will we just say, it's just a gotcha campaign? When our spirit rises up and says, there's something wrong here, whether it's obvious to our eyes, our ears, or our understanding or not, it's a worthy note that we pay attention. The Ruach HaKodesh is trying to help us. If Am Israel going into the land of inheritance had to be doubly aware of this vice and this temptation, this seedbed of destruction, and eradicate it, how much more you and I, who are living in the land of exile, where this has been rampant for generations, many, many generations. While it is said oftentimes that America is a nation founded on Judeo-Christian concepts, let's not kid ourselves. Those Judeo-Christian concepts, wherever they may have been employed and whatever they may have been, have not been seen in this land for a very, very long time. So our nation is a dark nation. It's not a Christian nation. It may be claimed to be as much. We're not a righteous people. This is not a holy land. We're in exile. You have to be aware, we all must be aware, of where Hasatan is lurking and standing in the shadows. We don't want to be deceived. We don't want to be taken unawares. We don't want to be fooled. And when the Ruach HaKodesh is flashing warning signs and lights and sirens at us, pay attention. We'll talk more tomorrow. Until then, shalom.